so yeah, and then eventually we left Shell, and we moved into. This is when I was on CNN, right? And they announced that the 101st is going to go into Ahala, or no, they didn't announce it beforehand. They announced it afterwards. What happened, right? And what happened was it was our first combat mission, and we get all ready. We early in the morning we planned this. I mean, I planned it late nights with LT. Well, the rest of the troops were sleeping. How we were gonna. Our mission was to blow smoke for the infantry. We were gonna smoke out a bridge, so the infantry could run across it, one of the main bridge, and just start, taking out the bad guys on the other side, because they knew that they'd have that bridge probably zeroed in on, once when we got there. But we at like 3 o'clock in the morning, we get into position, and we're on the side of the road, and our objective is to take over Ahala, and where Saddam was supposed to have this pretty big army there, pretty big division, and we're on the side of the road, and tanks are off to the side, and they're shooting into the city, hitting up certain targets, government buildings, whatever, buildings, and we're off to the side pulling guard duty. We're kind of still away from the city. We can see it. Yeah. There's a long road. But anyway, it was kind of funny. At like 4 o'clock in the morning, there was this Iraqi guy who was walking. I mean, they walk everywhere. It's kind of crazy. And he's just walking along all the American soldiers. We're all off pulling guard, and there's tanks like blasting in the city, and there's this one Muslim guy walking along, in his robe and his flip-flops, and enjoying the view of what was happening. It was kind of weird. So anyway, then we go into the city, and it was kind of crazy. We were right behind the infantry, because we had to get set up and smoke out this bridge real quick, and the infantry dismount. They're all on the back of this big truck, and they're like, as we're going through the city, they're looking up and at the tops of the buildings, with their guns and all over the place, and it's actually pretty cool to see them dismount, and the way they operate and run into certain buildings or whatever. And anyway, so we got into position. We were all set to blow smoke and everything, and I think we started blowing a little bit of smoke, and which was hard to get into the position to organize the whole platoon to smoke out that bridge, because we were trying to move between driving, and all of a sudden a tank would come around the corner, and we'd almost hit that, but everybody was trying to do their part, and we got into position. We were all ready to pop smoke, and the infantry's already passed the bridge, and they're already clearing their objectives, and it turns out there was practically little to no resistance, because most of Saddam's army had left like the day before, right? And so finally we realized this, and we just lined up along the side of the street, and after the fighting, or whatever, after the city was cleared, the people, like the civilians, just came out to greet us, and it was kind of crazy. They just came up and given us flowers, and agreed with like hugs and kisses instead of gunfire and all that stuff. So anyway, so it was on the news, right? And they told us, and my dad had watched it, and he goes to call my mom out at work, but all he got out was that the 101st went into Iraq, because they said the 101st went into Iraq, or into Al-Halal, guns blazing, and she starts crying right away because he doesn't get to finish with the story. And she's like, oh, no, breaks on. And he's like, Judy, listen to me. You didn't hear the rest of it. They were greeted with hugs and kisses, and not gunfire, whatever. So Allah was a weird experience.